Welcome, everyone. Lacey and I are back with a pop-up of Industry Connect this month.
Yes.
It's been a crazy month. I know a lot of photographers right now are exhausted. We've had prom, we've had mini grad sessions, we've had grad card orders, we've had last minute senior sessions, last minute orders. And I think that we all feel like we're running a marathon right now. And Lacey and I just wanted to come on and just do a Q&A and talk about a few things. So please light up the comments and we will do our best to get your questions answered. Hi,
Yeah.
Lacey.
Hi. I just want to do a check-in with you. What was your week like, Vickie?
It's been crazy. Not only did I have my own daughter's prom, I had prom photos. I've got prom photos this weekend, and it's supposed to pour this
Oh
weekend and be cold.
no.
It's like 50 degrees and windy right now in Gray, and we're trying to make arrangements. Like one of my moms, the boy got the tux a week early, so we may be doing prom photos on Thursday just to avoid all the crazy and trying to get the magazine out, and we have to announce Modern Teen Style's 50 Most Influential contest. Yes, I said 50. It's normally 25. This year, we're bumping it up to 50. It's a crazy week. It's been a crazy whirlwind month. And I know that this is just April. April is like October for me in the Midwest.
Yeah.
What have you been up against?
Well, I was going to say for my eldest, she's 23 now, but for her senior prom, it poured that day too. And I remember we had an umbrella, we made her look cute, but I also had to find um a spot that was still aesthetically pleasing but was covered, but I still got enough light that it looked good because I had a bunch of kids to light, and it was a task, and I was out in the rain with my little, rain cover for my camera. And but you know what? There's some of my favorite photos. It happens. It happens. And as senior photographers, we don't have to deal with it as much as wedding photographers, but prom is prom, so it's so tough to have to try and move everything. I also had back-to-back prom sessions this weekend on Saturday, and I don't know about you, but I get a lot of last minute, hey, I need senior portraits. Hey, I need prom portraits at this time. I just got this inquiry, and I sent them everything thinking they were, and I always ask, are you an outgoing senior or an incoming senior? Are you
Right.
class of 2024 or 2025? Because I'm already getting, juniors that are contacting me for summer and fall sessions. And this dad was just like, yeah, here's my daughter. She was absolutely stunning. And he's like, I have all these ideas. By the way, we need photos in 2 weeks. Absolutely not, sir. I am so sorry. Best of luck to you. I did offer, I said, if you don't find anyone that gives you what you want, there's no timeline on a senior session. It can happen end of summer. She's still
Right.
technically, and I don't mind doing that. I do know, though, however, if I do that, I'm not getting grad card orders. I'm not getting, I'm still getting the album because of the way I've structured my business, but I'm not getting a lot of those bonus things that I do usually sell to most of my senior clients for, grad parties and whatnot.
Oh, and as if this week hasn't been crazy enough for this month, Facebook, Facebook. What are you doing out here, people? April 22nd, they shut down third-party live streaming. So if you use Zoom or you use another service, you have to go in and reconfigure. And they made it very difficult to go live in groups as it is, as a result on the 22nd. So yeah, that's been like crazy. And I have
Yeah.
fatigue. Raise your hand if you have app fatigue. Anybody else? Is it just me? I am so exhausted from all the apps. When I signed up to be a photographer, I wanted to just take photos. And now I
Mm-hmm.
feel I have to do so many things. Like I have to be a digital creator. I have to be this. I have to be that. I have to stay on top of what's coming out. And there's been rumors. I don't know if this is even true. I mean, I've heard some talk about it, that TikTok's coming out with like an Instagram version. Have you heard that, Lacey?
I'm unaware of this.
God help us all, because it's one more thing if they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be never ending. I definitely have app fatigue. There's an app for everything. I try to condense as much as possible. And same thing, you know what else I have is like back end business fatigue sometimes because it's like, well, I use this for this and now I have this for this and now I have this for this. You know, I just beg for an all-inclusive um business sometimes. I understand like my gallery is on Pixie Set and now Pixie Set is offering websites and everything. I'm not ready to move over. I love Squarespace, but
I love
also, yes. And what I love about Squarespace is a lot of my blogs I can make into email templates now, which I absolutely love for my clients. So if I am creating a blog or something that I want to share with, you know, my senior clients or my teen clients, I can just turn it into an email campaign. Um,
Exactly.
but that being said, oh my gosh, there's just something for everything. You know, it's insane. I'm social media out sometimes. That being said, um, I did do a batch of social media posts that I've scheduled because I'm going to be leaving in a few days for 2 weeks to parts unknown. I don't know where I'm going,
I
which I
love
love.
I've always been tempted to do one of those trips where you just show up at the airport and they tell you then. But I think if I got sent somewhere that I wasn't planning on going, or if I didn't like it, I'd be like, no, I don't want to
Yeah.
go there. I
Yeah,
just,
I mean,
I'm too controlling. I know
I
myself too well.
I understand that. I definitely, you know, when my husband and I go on a trip, typically I am doing, and I love him, but I do like 95, really it's 99% of the planning. And um I am so excited. I have not planned a thing other than, you know, they send you a packing list. And I know I'm going somewhere in Europe because of the plugs that they told me to pack, which are CF plugs, which I'm like, okay, I'm going somewhere in the EU. I don't know where, but I think it's, you know, they give you hints. So they're like, you know, there's a sparkling sea. And I'm like, so I'm probably in the Mediterranean, but who knows? Who knows? I could be going to Ireland. I have no idea. But I'm very excited for that. And so this week is like a race to finish, but also, you know, there's stress when you leave to get everything done before you leave. So I'm,
Exactly. And then
yeah,
you're punished for leaving. Guys, I'm on here. I'm looking. We have they shut off comments on our end, so I keep looking down at my phone at the Facebook stream. If you have questions, anything that we can help you with, anyone you want to see on an upcoming Industry Connect, because Lacey and I are fully committed. We are obviously going to continue to do these. So, yeah, what I'm going to see you in July.
yes.
What are
I am checking the Facebook as well. Sorry.
Okay, great. What are your plans for Push? Push is sold out. We have a wait list. You can still get on it. In September, we will be opening up for our 10-year celebration for Push number 10. Lacey,
Yes.
you will be here year 9. What can we
I
expect from you? What are you going to be?
Well,
Sharing?
I have probably at least once a week received a message, and typically I get like 10 messages in a row every time I post like a new photo from this set. But I am going to be building the infamous corner set at Push. So I am going several days early, and your lovely fiance Jason is going to be, you know, driving me around to grab all this stuff. But I am going to be building a corner set, and I'm going to, you know, allow people to, you know, take photos on it and everything else. But I'm also going to talk about the power of like building up worlds and building sets for your clients. It's something that I really enjoy doing. I understand that it's not accessible for everyone that doesn't have a studio, but guess what? My first corner set, I built it in my backyard. And so it's how you can create some editorial looks without a studio. It's how you can create um, and build up a world within that. So I'm going to be using some fun lighting techniques and some fun backdrops and things like that. So I'm really excited for it. It's not a subject I've ever covered before. I've had little talks about it in like one-on-one mentor sessions, but I've never done a class on it. And I'm very excited to share all of that with you guys.
Yeah, and it'll be there for them to photograph during the after hour pods,
Yes.
which will
So
be
it's
nice.
going to be fun. Yeah, and I have a really cool outfit. I have the colors all ready to go that I want to paint this set, and yeah.
Yay. I want to shout out while we're on here some sponsors and some people who have been with us from the beginning. White House Custom Color. I love
Oh
everything
yeah.
about them. They also own Pro DPI. The quality, the customer service is amazing. Albums, prints, grad cards come from there. And they have a grad card maker that is just so simple to use, to customize and
Yep.
do everything on the fly. And then you can just order it for your client. You can save it. You can have a proof for them. Signs 365, guys, we are deep in yard sign banner season with our
Yes.
clients. And Signs 365, they're amazing. They're based in Ohio. They always answer my questions because I only order from them like once a year. I do it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I always forget and I call and they just walk me through it. And they're so patient and so kind.
Aww.
Ribuku, Ty Fisher, shout out to Ty. Ty has been the first person to adopt us, basically. He has taken us in from the beginning. He believed in us. I use his service for glass glare, extraction, swapping heads. Like, inevitably they're going to bring their pet and the dog's going to look this way, but there's going to be one where it looks this way, but the other person isn't. So you can just swap it out, make it perfect. Comes back in less than a day. It's like $2.50. I'm not going to take my time in Photoshop or anything when I just send it off like that to Ty and his company at rebuku.com. There's just so many people that are amazing in this industry. And I just really like to highlight those people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. White House, all of my canvas and metals are from there, and I feel like they are second to none.
Yeah.
Their matte metals are so gorgeous. The first time I ordered a matte metal print, which is like the non-shiny, but it still has a little sheen to it, and I literally just kept staring at it. I just was like, this is so beautiful. I need to put it up on my wall because I had a client, I was only ordering the shiny metal, which I like. I really genuinely like, but she was like, where I want it, it's all windows. Is there a way to get matte? And I was like, I've never ordered it, but let's see. And if you don't like it, I will keep it or, whatever. And we ordered, it was like a 12 by 12, just to like the first one, just to see. And she had ordered a set. And so I ordered the 112 by 12 and I opened it up and I'm like, this is so gorgeous. And I sent her a video and she's like, order the rest. I love it so much. And so she ended up ordering, it was like a set of 4. I have like a 12 and then like a 12 by 12, like a 24 by 12 and then another, or so, I can't remember what I had. But it's something that is a showstopper. Like the matte metal prints are like such a showstopper. I just stare at them. Anyway.
Yeah, and if you've ever been to Push, White House and crew, Matthew comes out. They have everything, and it's just like Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I know their products, but I always walk away with something else I need. So, yeah, shout out to White House and their customer service. I always screw up the cover of my book. I don't know why I screw it up, but I always screw it up, and they always call me, "Hey, I don't think maybe you want it like this." And they're right, I don't. And then they just hold it and go, here, let's use this template. And I'm using the same template, but I screw it up every time. And I just email the template back off to them. Like I said, their customer service is incredible. So if you're not using White House Custom Color and their sister company, Pro DPI, I really, really, really encourage you to. I get the 8 by 12 vertical albums from them. It looks like a high-end coffee table magazine. And my clients love them.
And the snapshots. I don't know about you.
Yes.
Those are such a big hit with my clients. They look like Polaroids, but they have
Yes.
our photos. I'm not I don't sell a ton of gift prints. I hate selling gift prints, but those are totally different. Those are like the kids want them for their wall. I sell them. It's kind of a loss leader. I mean, I make a little bit of money, but you can't,
Right.
it's just they're tiny little things, but I sell them in packages of 25 and
I,
they just
oh,
fly out the door.
I used them at Parker's graduation party, and we had one room that everybody had to walk through to get to the party beyond the entryway. And so I bought out like 80 to 100 helium balloons, and I attached their doubles, I made them double sided by putting sticky dots together.
Oh, I love that.
So it was like a tour of him from birth to now. And
I love
I
that.
loved those. Those are just such a great product.
Yes, I actually did the same, but I used fairy lights with little clips around our trees in our backyard for
Okay.
Katarina's grad party. So yeah, and it was all pictures of her when she was little up until, her senior. So those really are a good grad party like add-on too for your clients.
We've got about 13 minutes. You want to talk about like self-care? Like I
Yes.
find myself telling photographers who are freaked out in this moment in the season in the industry, you got to go slow to go fast. And
Yes.
I have to step back and remind myself and just kind of breathe.
Mhm.
What what are some good self-care tactics, Lacey, for photographers right now?
Yeah. So, people forget sometimes we are a small business. We're very isolated. We don't always have, unlike other people, we don't have that 9 to 5 job where we can, turn to our coworker and complain about the boss. We're our own boss. And sometimes we're not kind to ourselves. We overextend ourselves for clients and things like that. So, one thing that I wanted to talk about that I've had to learn as a person, it has helped me, is setting boundaries, saying no. So, right now, like I said, I have a lot of last minute clients that will message me, and I have clients that I did their senior portraits but now are messaging me, oh, by the way, I have prom. Well, I sent out an email 3 months ago saying if you wanted prom portraits, you have to send in your dates that, you are wanting, and I will see if it works. Even kids on my team that I am in constant contact with and say, okay, prom, prom, prom. I had 2 girls this year that literally 3 days before their prom, they're like, oh, hey, can you do my prom photos? No.
Hey, no.
Absolutely not. Now there was I had it so at in Sacramento there's like 3 parks that everyone does their prom portraits at. I try to avoid that park, but this year I did one day at that park. There were no less than 500 kids. I am not kidding. There were 500 kids and maybe 40 photographers. Now,
Uh-huh.
I saw them all fighting over these like this we have a beautiful rose garden. They were all waiting in line. There was an hour-long wait to use the arch. I am not kidding. An
All
hour-long
those
wait.
parents roaming in the background, and they
Yes.
all are like, "Oh," in the photo
Yes.
behind. Oh
Yes.
god, we
So
have
I took my clients. I had a group of 6. I took my clients. I said, "Okay, we're going somewhere else. We are not waiting in line for this arch." Also, by the way, that arch was in the worst sun you could ever like I would never shoot there. Um and so it's a little we hoofed it, half a mile, but I said we're going over here. There's a beautiful archway. It actually is the entrance of a bathroom, but you'd never know it.
Mhm.
And it's surrounded by ivy. It's stunning. It's like ivy with brick and it looks very uh it doesn't look like anything that we normally have in this area.
Right.
And it ended up being a lot of those kids' favorite photo. And no one was waiting in line for that. It was just there.
Oh my god, story time.
Yeah,
So my daughter, this is her second prom. She's a junior. She finagled her way in sophomore year, whatever.
I love it.
Year is the high maintenance year. Sophomore year was easy. I bought 3 dresses. She loved one. Done. Jewelry
Mhm.
done. shoes done, hair done, nails. Fine, great. This year we threw down. We were screaming at each other, and my daughter is very mild mannered, but she was going to have things her way. And so she's like, well, I want you to do my friend group. Okay, that's fine, Sophie. I'll be happy to do your friend group.
Yeah.
Where are we going? We are not going to DePauw's campus where there's going to be 300 parents and kids and roaming and back and forth and fighting like what you just described.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
And so the day before, that Friday, she texts me from school, Mom, my friends would like to know where we're going. And I texted back, Sophie, your friends will meet me at my house at 5:30, at which time I will tell you where we're going. Mom, they would like to know, Sophie, if I tell you, then everybody is going to be at this location. My friends would never tell, Mom. Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh yeah, no, there's no way. Yeah.
So everybody met me at my house, all parents. And I said, we will form a caravan and we will be going to the bowling alley parking lot. And they're like, what? And then you show them the back of the camera. And they're like, oh my God. And there's nobody here. I'm like, exactly.
Yep.
But I mean, just that non-photographer mentality. We're going to go where the herd goes.
Yes.
And it'll be great. No, it will not be great.
Yeah. So saying no is powerful, but we can say no, trust the expert. So building that trust is part of it. Now I know that's a separate situation because you've got your own kid, and our own children are the hardest clients. We love, I've done 2 senior sessions with my girls, and it's tough. It's really tough for them to be the main client. That being said, we will always have situations where a client is insisting on a location that isn't right. And you have to endow yourself as the expert. You have to remind them, hey, I've been doing this for X amount of time, and I am telling you that this isn't going to turn out the way that you want it to turn out. And I've had to say that many times over. I have a client every year. We have done big, huge, fantastic photos, but she always, without fail, says, what if we did it at a certain location? That location is impossible. There's lots of reasons why she wants it. And I'm like, here's 3 alternatives that would be so much better. They always end up defaulting and saying those ended up being my favorite photos, the ones that you suggested where we go. I don't let my clients choose a location, period.
Well, it was funny because, all they said was they wanted greenery behind them.
Oh, yeah.
We got that check. And I had a mom call me and I thought, oh boy, here we go.
Yep.
Said, whatever you do, do not tell those girls where they are going. I do not want anyone else there. And I said, that's fine. It's just going to have the greenery behind it, but I'm going to have a place where their heels won't sink into the mud, where there won't be other people, and we can relax and do these photos.
Yep.
So just don't tell. I'm like, I'm not going to tell. I promise you. This is something I have done for years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
we'll find a new spot because everybody's going to go to the bowling alley.
Yeah, I mean, that's the truth, is they need to trust us as the experts. And that's, just building up trust with clients is something that I pride myself on. And I know that you have built such a huge, I would call it an empire.
Oh, please.
Not only with Senior Style Guide, but in your town, you have built such a reputation and name for yourself. And I think that when we talk about longevity in business, we talk about trust and building trust. We talk about being vulnerable, and allowing some of our clients to see who we are authentically, because authenticity ultimately builds trust.
Absolutely. And we have to be vulnerable. Sometimes we have to say, you know what? I don't think that's going to work. Or no, you know what? I just can't on this day. I want me at my best. Let's do it this day. When they're the schedule us, just little things that when they see those little cracks, they're like, oh, they're going to give 100% of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if we're always just running, yes, 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 we're not giving 100% at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And that's, I have a teen client who was on my team last year who I absolutely adore. And I told them, hey, I'm doing the teen team a little differently. It's going to be cast later in the season. It's going to be shorter. I need these things for myself, because if I'm going to have you as a client for till through, now she's a sophomore this year, now through your senior year, I am not going to put together a team that I cannot put 110% into. I'm never going to do that to anybody. I would rather have a shorter season that's packed with more, options. I'm going to be doing a buy-in, so they can buy into certain themed shoots versus last year and the year before where it was structured similarly to my senior squad. It's going to be different. And I tried to explain to them, it's not because I don't want to work with you. It's because I know that if I have a client, I want to give them everything I have. I am not going to shirk them off to the side. I want my brand to be excellent. And so it needs to stay excellent in this way. That being said, I would say once a week she messages myself or my office manager, Michelle, and says, oh, did anything going on yet? The mom. And I love this mom. She is honestly one of my favorite clients I've ever had. And I love her daughter. They are wonderful. And I can't wait to be able to onboard them and work with them again. That being said, I need to have that space. I need to have a few months to
Breathe.
Collect myself. Yes.
And be energized. You have to step back to go forward.
Yes.
And guys, if you're on here and you're watching the replay, hit us with your questions. Tell us what your photography business looks like right now. We will be back in May and we will have a special guest. We would love for your input for future guests. Hit us up. Let us know, because we want this to be a space where you learn, where you feel like you can connect with us. It's not called Industry Connect for any other reason than we want to connect with you, the industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lacey and I are here. We look forward to it. And I can't wait for the rest of the year with you, Lacey. I'm excited.
Me
and I
too.
You may be building the set in my garage at my house here, because the Airbnb garage with all the construction in the basement is kind of full at the moment. But you will have a workshop for your set.
Yay.
We will get it handled. And everyone, thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Do something self-care wise, whether it's just walk away from your computer and take a walk. Anything.
Yep. Anything
you can do to feel better. Do it this weekend. And we'd love to hear.
The other thing, I would love some suggestions, and maybe we'll put a poll out on Senior Style Guide, suggestions for topics too. We're totally open to that. We have a ton of topics that I have like a list that I would like to cover, but those are no good unless we hear from you and hear what we want, what the community wants. So who do you want to hear from, and what do you want us to talk about?
I love that Stacy hopped on. She does our SSG hangouts, and we are trying to get a date to get those back on as well. She said to you, Lacey, I know that location because close to she used to be close to your area. She just went to the other side of the country and just set up shop in Florida. So shout out to Stacy. And guys, take care this weekend. We know that it's a marathon right now. We know it feels like October. Set some boundaries. Do something for yourself. And I promise you, your business is still going to be there, and it's going to be ready for you when you come back energized.
Yep.
Burnout is.
Bye, you guys.
Thank you.